know how you say Steph changed the culture of basketball? Ivory Latta changed the culture of South Carolina girls basketball when you speak about it.
Yeah.
Now, if you speaking about the most athletic, the most skilled, the most craftiest person that ever stepped foot through South Carolina, then we talking about Milaysia Fulwiley, hands down.
Okay.
Nothing, I've never seen nothing like it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As far as like skill-wise, she
Yeah.
has that. Ivory was different though. Like Ivory
Yeah.
was totally different from, they are two different people. So when we speaking about the gold of South Carolina, now everybody's gonna say the era has changed, the flashiness has changed, the game has changed, the stuff has changed. So of course people gonna say Milaysia. But if you ask me, I'm gonna say
for real. How you gonna talk that split? You gonna have to walk that walk with hits. It's a cold world outside, it's brick. For real. Light of the world, pop out, it's lit. How they gonna see if you got tents? You gonna have to stand big dog on tens. Tens, not just 5 or 10s. You fall off a pin, then get back up again, tens.
What's up, family? It's your boy Wayne, and we are here for the first episode of the Hidden Scenes podcast, where we go inside of the mind and in the fabric and the cloth of our guests. And today, we got a freaking legend in the building. You know what I'm saying? An individual that scored 3,000 points in their high school career, an individual that was top 10 in the nation, All-American, an individual that has a gold medal, led their team to 3 SEC championships, and just a bona fide, energetic, emotion, and enthusiasm embodiment. Like, when she walks into the room, she lights it up. It doesn't matter where she's at. Like, the vibe, the energy is going to be crazy. So, man, wherever you at, help me welcome the one, the only, the legendary, the icon, Khadijah Sessions.
hey man, I appreciate you, dog.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
For sure. It's an
Let's
honor
get
have
to
you.
it, man. I love what you're doing here, man. I'm ready to get to it.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I feel young. I just had a birthday 2 weeks ago.
Happy birthday.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
That's dope. That's dope. So I want to go, before we dive into what you do now, like you're,
Right.
you know, a really good trainer, one of the best on the East Coast. Let's go to your childhood. I want to know kind of what it was like growing up in Myrtle Beach and being the second oldest child. Talk to me about your childhood, your family, and kind of how that helped you get to where you're at now.
I grew up I lived with my mom. My mom and father wasn't together growing up. They had a really good relationship. My father had 2 other kids. I have an older sister, and a younger brother from my father, and then I have a little younger brother from my mom. So me and my younger brother from my mom grew up together, but you know, I was with my dad every other weekend.
Yeah.
And my dad had open arms for my brother, so I stayed in the pack of my siblings. So we grew
dope.
up together. You know, loving family. My family is big to me. That's like something I take pride in, is my last name, and how I walk and how I talk and how I act accordingly. And what I want to do in my life is to make sure I shine for my family, because I am one of the, I guess, the biggest things in my family that you wanna, if you wanna say that. So I take family serious. I'm very serious about my family. I keep them hidden in my pocket in protection. That's why you
Keep
only,
them tucked away.
when you see Khadijah, you know, nowadays all you see is basketball, because you know, I'm very private and with my family and stuff. But I'm growing up in Myrtle Beach was, you know, amazing. It's a tourist place, very open, a lot of, you know, different people around. I mean, it was one of the best things ever growing up 3-4 blocks from the beach, 2 blocks away from the Broadway at the beach.
A distraction, maybe?
I mean, it could be a distraction the most, but for me, it wasn't so much of a distraction, because I really, truly never really went to the beach, but I was at Broadway at the beach. But just growing up in Myrtle Beach was a great thing. It was a very big place, so it was, you know, fun, competitive. I did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up just playing against a bunch of boys. There wasn't too many good girls around.
Yeah.
I grew up playing with a lot of boys, losing a lot, learning that I had to use my left hand, stuff like that. I grew up trying to do all different sports and not just focus on one sport. Growing up, my mom let me do a lot of different things to see what I was good in. I even was in the band. I learned how to play the guitar.
Crazy.
Like, I mean, I did it all because I just wanted to see what I was good at. And as a young kid growing up, you really never want to just stick with one thing, because I could have just stuck with basketball. I never would have knew I played softball for 8 years. I was on a swim team in high school.
Sheesh.
Like, I mean, I truly tried and dabbled in a lot of things, because I just felt like let me see if I was good in it so I can say I did at least try it. So growing up, that was the type of kid I was, to make sure I wanted to try everything and pretty much just play sports.
For sure.
Something. I need to do something.
For sure. And you always did things full throttle.
Yeah, always. It doesn't matter what it is. I feel like I should have been the best. If I just learned how to swim, I need to be the best. I need to go in there and practice. If I wanted to play softball, I want to be the best hitter. I want to hit all the home runs. So I focused on doing that. So I gave, whatever I was in, I gave 110%.
And not just in athletics, because I got a story that your brother Trey actually, your brother Trey actually shared with me.
No, really?
When he was 10 or 9 years old, he got a new four-wheeler, and you can fill it in. What happened when you got on his four-wheeler?
Well, growing up, man, my dad's from the country, so my dad spoiled all of us. He bought my brother a four-wheeler. I had a dirt bike. We had a go-kart. Yeah. And living in the country, you can do wild stuff. Mm-hmm. So, man, I get on my brother's four-wheeler. I mean, it's completely different than a dirt bike at the moment. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, Lord. So he like, man, D's, just go, just hit it. Flip it. I done ran into something. I don't even know. I'm not gonna lie.
To your mom's van is what I heard.
Yeah,
and
my
stepmom.
Yeah, my stepmom's van. I actually did hit my stepmom's van on that four-wheeler. I did, but I got right back up, and I kept going. Like they was mad, but I mean, as kids, I mean, I'm 10 years old, 9 years old. We just acting fool, just trying to have a good time. But man, I probably got into maybe 3 or 4 crashes in Myrtle Beach just growing up. I mean, it's a wild life out there. And I mean, sometimes you take, I'm protected, so it wasn't nothing like I was out there going crazy. But trust me, I done got in about 3 or 4 accidents out there on those things.
So with that, I guess personality and just your wiring, like you are a high energy individual. You've always been that way, and I'll say this about you. You are high energy, but I have seen you in times where you've been laid back, chilling, scoping out, being real perspective. But how do you balance being this fireball while also having to be, perspective and introspective and watch things to see how you need to move?
Well, I had to learn that growing up. It was more of a me growing up being an adult thing, because growing up as a kid, my family is on 10. That's why I'm on 10. I mean, it's good vibes.
Oh, so it's a lot of y'all.
Oh my goodness, it's too many of us. I couldn't even name. It'd take me all year to explain. Tell you about every single person in my family. But I was the youngest cousin of probably 30. But growing up, we were spending time together. It wasn't like I was more mature at a younger age because I was the youngest of the tree of the bottom, but under me is probably 30. So it's like I cut off the middle of me being the youngest of the oldest and me being the oldest of the youngest. So that's kind of how it is now. But me growing up, just being around mature people and just being around things made me a little bit in mature side. But the fireball came from my family's a dancing family. We know line dances. When we around each other, it's about a good time, about a smile. And that's kind of where my energy comes from. My fireball probably comes from my dad. He's hot with it, fire with it, and my cool and dancing side is probably my mama's side. Because if you see my mama today, she's probably like me. She's dancing. She's always moving. She's always full of life. So that just comes from just different parts of my family. And this, like you said, how I kind of like sit back and chill now. That just comes from me trying to not always just, be the same way. I have to kind of dim it down. You get older, you got health issues and stuff like that. So I got to kind of like bring it down a little bit.
You ain't like you 50 or 60, fam. Come on now.
I know, but I'm telling you, like, you get into all that screaming and yelling and always crazy. You have things go on.
So talk to me about, you were 10 or 9 when you had the little crash or whatever. Let's fast forward a couple years, right? And you get to middle school. You're playing varsity basketball in middle school. What was that like? Like, you weren't playing with your friends that you went to school with.
No.
Did you enjoy playing at a high level so young, or was it one of those things to where I'm like, I want to be with my friends?
Right. Well, growing up in Myrtle Beach, it wasn't that many, growing up back then in Myrtle Beach, it wasn't that many good girl teams, AAU and stuff. So I've been playing with older kids since I started playing basketball seriously, probably like I was 7 or 8 playing on a 14 and under team, 12 and under team, sitting on the bench, riding the bench, and just really studying the game. So before I became who I was as a basketball player, I sat on the bench for a long time because I played with older kids. So instead of me, growing up, doing that for a while, and then I got to 7th grade, got to middle school, and I'm 12 years old at the moment, I'm like, all right, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go skip middle school and let's go try out for JV. Because I think I'm that good to get to the JV team.
Yeah.
Because at that moment, it was not too many girls. And I wasn't, skill-wise, I wasn't the best, but the motor that I had far as working hard, doing exactly what my coach do, and do whatever it takes for that team to win, I knew I was the embodiment of that person. So it doesn't matter. I feel like whatever I can go give that coach JV, let's try to make the team. My mom was like, all right, Khadijah, go ahead and go try it. I'm just going to be there for you. No matter if they tell you go down to B team, just do it. So I go in there and I'm going hard. And probably in the middle of tryouts, day one, the head coach of varsity called me over there and said, hey, Khadijah, come on this end.
Come here.
And I looked at my mama at the moment because she worked on staff, and she looking at me like, what you looking at me for? That's your coach. I'm not. Yeah. I'm here over here. So I took it in. I'm over there. I'm 12 years old with 18 years old. Mind you, this is the time. This is 2008, maybe a little bit before that. I'm not even sure on my dates. But you got to realize how good basketball was back then. We're not talking about no basketball now. Excuse me. It's completely.
So you
want to
go there? You want to go there?
I'm going there. Basketball now is completely different to when we saying me, a seventh grader, starting on varsity back then. That's totally different than today. Because now it's just a normal, but back then that was not normal. And then once I made the team, I was coming off the bench, but I slowly made my way of starting after the second scrimmage. I was coming off the bench, but the energy and the thing
Hold on. So you were starting on varsity as a seventh grade girl at the age of 12?
Yeah, I was 12 years old.
Playing with 17, 18.
And the whole starting lineup that year were all seniors except two girls. One girl that moved down from New York. She wasn't a senior at that moment. I believe she was a sophomore or junior.
Should I believe you right now?
Yeah, her name was Ashley Clark. She was actually really good. Probably one of the best point guards ever. Like I said, she moved from New York. New York. So, you know, the New York ball is way different.
Different.
Yeah, so she was the point guard, and I was the two guard, actually. I wasn't the point guard my seventh grade year. I was the two. But I made it easier to run, and the offense was flowing. So the coach was like, hey, no, this seventh grader starting. And actually, I had people that didn't talk to me. I had to deal with a couple of my peers not liking that I was a seventh grader, and I wouldn't say dealing with bullying and dealing with stuff like that, but I was just dealing with my friends not liking the fact that I was starting on varsity. So I had to like choose my friends over my career at 12 years old. Talking to my mom, like, Mom, she's not talking to me no more. They acting funny, like stuff like that. My mom, like, you know, what do you want to do with your career? Like, you can't worry about outside people that's trying to knock you off. If they really your friends, they're going to cheer you up and stuff like that. So I dealt with a lot of stuff growing up when it comes to, you know, me being young and me being good. But I had to, like you said, my mom said, I had to block that out and kind of just get at a young age, 12 years old, get into an 18-year-old, 17-year-old mindset like you playing with women that's going to college next year. That was, to me, was tough. And I look back at that's probably one of my favorite years of basketball, just me doing that seventh grade turnaround and being able to get to we were good. I mean, I went to the state championship, I want to say, my 7th or 8th grade year. Like, it was no games. Like, it was legit go time when I was there. Like, no play time. Like, and nobody treated me like I was young. After me playing a couple games and they say, oh, she's legit, like, I was averaging double digits my 7th grade year. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy. So when, all right, you're averaging double digits in 7th grade year, you're starting, you're flourishing. But when did you feel like, okay, I can be a professional. I can make some money doing this. I can be a legend. I can score 3,000 points. What game or what day did you say, I am that person, yo?
I probably started feeling like that probably, I want to say, my 8th grade going into my 9th grade year, for real. Just simply because, number one, I had came up here. This is how I kind of got to Columbia. I started playing AAU up here. I started playing with the South Carolina 76ers. And because, like I said, in Myrtle Beach, we didn't have girls' teams, so I had to go find something that was on my level. So we ended up coming up here to Columbia, and I found Roger, Wiley, X-Men, and them. And I had actually, right before I met them, I had another coach a year before them. But meeting them coming up here and me competing against the country and different people, and not just staying in Myrtle Beach saying, oh, she's good in Myrtle Beach. It's good to be good in one city, but I didn't know I was that good until I came up here and started traveling the world and playing other good people. And I'm like, okay, so you're not just South Carolina, Myrtle Beach good. You're good. Like,
one of the best in the nation.
You're one of the best in the country. It's something that you have that nobody else has. So go and just continue to build off of that. And like I told you, I wasn't the most skilled person.
Yeah.
I wasn't like we about to get into training and stuff. That's gonna be a whole nother conversation. I never trained my whole career. I never knew what a trainer was. I'm just gonna
whoa.
Yeah.
You are a professional trainer. You work with pros right
never
now.
trained in my life.
But you've never you weren't a person that trained.
Not until I didn't understand or weightlifting. Never did none of that till I got to college.
What?
Yeah, so that tells you right there, like if I had things that these people are offered now, maybe I would have been even better than I was.
Yeah.
Mine came from straight dog mentality, outwork your opponent. I had no idea how to do the drills and stuff and things that I teach now, or somebody older, like if I had an older sibling or older cousin that did what I'm trying to do. I didn't have that around.
Yeah.
I just had my mom, and things just kept me on. Do good in school, don't get in trouble, have good grades, and maybe you can make it. But my mom, I had nobody like that was in college I can call and do that until I met Ivory Latta and what's her name?
You throwing a GOAT name in the conversation.
Off of Maryland. What was the point guard name? Man. She plays at LA Sparks now. Christy Tolliver. So I met them when I was probably in 8th or 9th grade. When they were in college, they came and played at the Beach Ball Classic. And me being good in who I was in the city, I was able to meet those 2 point guards.
Yeah.
And they I don't know if they remember, but I met Christy Tolliver about a couple of years ago, and I tried to tell. I said, "You remember when I was a little girl? You kind of mentored me." They mentored me.
Wow.
They gave me their information. They gave me their information. I was like talking to Ivory Latta and Christy Tolliver when they were hot cakes.
Wow.
Like they were mentoring a young girl, not even understanding like they little simple words like keep working was building me, because I didn't have none of that. I didn't know how. All I knew was Ivory Latta was from South Carolina, and I wanted to be just like a little girl like her.
Yeah.
I was small, and the stuff that she was doing, I was like wowed.
Yeah.
So I was so happy that I was able to talk to them and say stuff to them, and their fathers and stuff kind of also took me in and kind of like, oh snap, like you need the next thing out.
Yeah.
So shout out to them doing that for a young girl, and they didn't even know what they were doing at the moment, and just now me going up to them, shaking their hands, and they don't even know what they did for me.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to me. You know
That's extremely dope, cool. Fam. So in talking about Ivory Latta, she was a senior when you were.
I want to say just 7th grade. I want to say I actually was playing when or maybe a 6th grade. I might was in 6th grade right before I started playing, because I actually traveled to watch her play her last year.
Yeah.
I actually tried to go catch as many games as I can, because it was just like unbelievable. Somebody coming down like before Steph Curry. Not people believe it or not. Like before it was a Steph, it was a girl from South Carolina and Latta named Ivory Latta coming across half court shooting threes, like and splashing them 40 points, 50 points, 60 points, and I'm thinking to myself like. What?
Could we say this, and this may be controversial, could we say that she is probably the best girls basketball player to come from South Carolina? Because I know I asked Milaysia last year.
Right. What was her response?
And she said that, I believe that I'm just different.
Well, the reason it's hard for Milaysia or anybody that hasn't seen Ivory Latta play at that time and don't know the era of basketball, which I'm blessed to be able to say I was blessed to watch both of those girls play basketball, is number one, the competition is 2 completely different competitions. Number 2, Ivory Latta is the best basketball player, meaning the stuff, you know how you say Steph changed the culture of basketball? Ivory Latta changed the culture of South Carolina girls basketball when you speak about it.
Yeah.
Now, if you speak about the most athletic, the most skilled, the most craftiest person that ever stepped foot through South Carolina, then we talking about Milaysia Fulwiley, hands down.
Okay.
I've never seen nothing like it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As far as like skill-wise, she has that. Ivory was different though. Like Ivory was totally different they are 2 different people. So when we speaking about the gold of South Carolina, now everybody's going to say the era has changed, the flashiness has changed, the game has changed, the stuff has changed. So of course people going to say Milaysia. But if you ask me, I'm going to say Ivory, but I'm not saying that far as like Milaysia's right there, because Ivory just changed the whole aspect of a basketball player, the stuff that she did in that era of basketball. Now, like I said, hands down, Milaysia the most talented, skilled person that ever touched the ball coming out of South Carolina.
For sure. And I have to say, respect to Ivory Latta.
Oh, hands down.
With the Milaysia Fulwiley interview, there were a lot of people in the comments saying,
I don't like, and the thing is, I don't like stuff like that. Like, I was reading it back and forth, and they made it seem like this girl's a child. She probably never, She wasn't even in the womb probably when the girl was shooting the ball.
I haven't seen Ivory latta play, and I'm 27.
And that's totally fine, but you can't. And that's why I try to tell people, how are you even going back and forth if you truly never watched both of those girls play? Yeah. And I'm just telling you, I'm just so blessed that I was. Yeah. And I can go back and forth between the two of them, and I can do it all day long, but it's no need because I have love for both of them. I'm rocking with both of them. They both from South Carolina. Mm-hmm. I don't care who the best, because at the end of the day, they both have done something that nobody's done anyway.
Facts.
So, I mean, I'm just living in the moment of just hoping that, you know, Milaysia continue to keep doing what she's doing and keep blowing the waters off the waters.
For sure.
You know
and Ivory is a person that has scored 3,000 plus.
She's the number. I think isn't she leading the state?
I think state.
She's leading the state in points. I mean, I was number 5 until I want to say Talaysia. I know Malaysia's about to come and catch me, but I want to say Talaysia caught me.
For sure.
Which is a good thing. You know, you want people to come up and catch you. I don't like when people, you know, older want to keep that. No. I need more people to come and knock me down, knock me off the stool. There's nothing wrong with that. Just, you know, you just want to see your South Carolina people win.
Definitely. And going back to you, though, you averaged 30 points your last year.
For sure.
9 rebounds, even though you were like one of the smallest people
I
on
love
the court.
Rebounding.
Why the heck and how the heck and who the heck let you get 9 rebounds every freaking game?
That's crazy. I'm a great rebounder. I think that's one of the best parts of my game. Like, if my post player is not going to rebound, I'm going to do it because I like to get the ball off the rim and push the issue.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I'm very good at, if I'm not getting back as a guard, I'm good standing on the weak side in the corner and reading the ball coming off of the rim, stuff like that. But I was a heck of a rebounder my whole career. From high school to AAU to college, rebounding I had a knack for rebounding. For sure. So I was one of those small rebounding guards off the chain.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And having such an incredible high school career, right? You get offers from different universities, literally top 10 in your position, you know what I'm saying, that year. Mm-hmm. And South Carolina comes knocking on the door. Don Staley is knocking at the door. Why did you choose to go to South Carolina? What stuck out about the program?
As you said, I had so many schools wanting to get me there, you know. And then when I was in my recruiting process, I kind of wanted to go to school with Asia Dozier and Zelina McDaniel.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go in a package deal. I mean, how can you turn down a point guard shooter and a big? So when we first started getting offered, we were getting offered in package deals. Like,
sheesh.
We were getting offered.
So they knew
Texas.
that.
Yeah, they knew. We had Texas, Alabama was our first 2 offers that they wanted all of us together. So we were kind of looking at those schools heavily, and then Kentucky got on us. North Carolina only wanted 2 of us. You know, things like that. So we like, so we still was trying to go to the same school, but how South Carolina got me, I think it was my 7th grade year, 8th grade year. I was actually I want to say my 8th grade year. I was hanging out with Asia Dozier up here in Spring Valley. You know, Spring Valley is powerhouse. 4-year state championship type. 3 years, excuse me. They lost their senior year. Crazy. I'm sitting there. I just got finished eating like from the concession stand. I'm standing in Coach Staley camp. It was team camp at the moment, and I'm just standing there, and it's team camp, so you play with your high school team. So I'm just standing there supporting Asia, Q, Z, and all those girls. And, you know, they all in Coach Staley ear. This is her first year at South Carolina. They like, man, it's a little girl from Myrtle Beach. They said she good. Everybody around the gym kept talking about me, but they was telling her that she's not playing. She just here watching. Coach Staley looked like she ain't playing. Why she ain't playing? Put her on the team. They was like, her team not here. She was like, put her on the team. So I got out of my street clothes, out of eating concession stand food, no lie. I got out of my street clothes, put on some shoes, played with Spring Valley High School, and I got offered right after that game. That's how I got offered. They didn't knock on my door. It came from me being at team camp, watching my friends, coach saying, nah, you ain't about to just be watching. They talking about you good, get on the team. And I'm just looking at her like, how you just gonna throw me on the team? I don't even know you. I don't know this team.
You don't know the plays.
Don't know the plays. Why would Coach Ann Long at the moment put me in the game, even though Coach knew who I was? Why would she put me in the game?
Yeah.
Man, she put me in the game. I probably played no more than 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and I was offered right there. So that's kind of how I got offered from South Carolina. But I didn't even pay South Carolina attention until my senior year. So think about how many years that was when she offered me, and then I let my recruiting process happen, then I kind of went back and, committed to the Queen.
But why though? Like, she offered you in 7th grade.
Yeah, but the reason I committed to her, at first, believe it or not, when she first offered me, I had no idea who Coach Staley was. I didn't even know, like, nothing about her. So once I went and looked her up after she offered me, I'm like, whoa, like, she ain't no joke. This is a legit point guard that's did what I'm trying to do. So I had to really, like, take that in consideration. And then I'm thinking, like, to myself, like, just us talking over the phone, the relationship that we had, that we were building, she seemed like she can help me more than basketball. And I was always more than basketball. So, I'm big on family, as we stated before. I felt family atmosphere when I got around her. And that was the biggest thing people was telling me on my recruiting process. Don't fill out because you just want to go for the name and how big it was. Because when I first went to South Carolina wasn't what it was now. It had 1,200 people in the stands. Now we got 18,000 in the stands. So me committing to Coach Staley is just strictly just off of who she was and what she could do for me when the ball stopped dribbling. And that was big for me in the family atmosphere. So that's kind of how South Carolina got me. Not that my mom and dad went there. People like to use that, but my mom and dad definitely were Gamecocks.
That's dope. So you went there, right? Fast forward to your junior year, because that's when my homie came.
Uh-oh. Yeah, and, big A.
And when she was getting recruited, were you aware that South Carolina was one of her favorites? And if you weren't aware, were you contributing at all to recruiting her?
I mean,
or did you care?
Actually,
put me on game.
Actually, when she came to the, you know what?
How did you feel about her? Keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck. I thought she was going to UConn. So I was like, I wouldn't even, I mean, Coach Staley gives people hosts. You a host. So you have, if somebody comes in, she'd kind of pair it with, who would Asia like, what, personality-wise, she's trying to match so the person can fill it in. So on her visit, I didn't spend much time with her because I think she was with maybe Elam or Elena Coates or somebody, Alicia Wells. Somebody had her, and but being around her,
that's who Don thought was gonna really mess with her.
Yeah, so we was thinking I was thinking man, I mean the whole world, the whole colonial life was holding up 22 and stuff like that. So she ain't really need us to do no work.
For sure.
Everybody else wanted her. So we just was like, man, I'm thinking she a home, she's a hero here. Mm-hmm. Why not just come? We done showed you that we can change this whole narrative of South Carolina not being good.
Yep.
Come on and put the icing on the cake. And when she did it, I mean, it felt so good that she did do it. She stayed home. And I mean, just playing with her and seeing who she is now to when she first committed.
Yeah.
360. I don't even know who she is today compared to when she came into school. But I'm glad she is who she is now.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of who I wanted her to be in college. I mean, maybe I was too hard, but I think what she was doing what she doing in the WNBA right now, I feel like she could have done that at college if she was pushed a little bit more.
But from what I heard, you said that Dawn was an extremely hard coach.
She was.
So you're saying that Dawn wasn't pushing her to the level that she needed to be pushed in some areas? Or?
In doing that moment when I was in school, Asia, it was more of get the ball inside. So it was kind of easy for the post players to shine. We was trying to give her the ball. Like that was the motive. Get Asia the ball, and that's kind of Asia. You're gonna look good if the plays are mainly for you.
Yeah.
You got 90% of the shots, but they were making shots, and hell, I wouldn't complain. We were winning.
Yeah.
So like I told you, I was gonna do whatever it took in college for us to win. And Asia, when we got Asia, it was a lot of Elena, Coach, Asia, go inside and let them stop them. You know what I'm saying? So we was big on that. I just felt like she could have been more skilled. She could have been more skilled. That nice little fadeaway jump shot she got now. You can't stop it. People trying to take her to go, oh, she don't got no right hand. It doesn't matter. She's going to get to that left. She's shooting threes now. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's good to watch people develop.
Right.
Even though I wanted in the college, just watching how it developed, watching her not be good at all when I first seen her play basketball, to her being the best player in the country right now today. Like, I've seen it. Like, people, I done seen her be the worst to the best. So just watching that has been like it's been a movie, and I love it.
What was your favorite moment with her in college? It could be something on the court,
Me and her
off the court.
had a ritual before every home game. We would get fussed at a lot, but the girls would be out there shooting basketball, and her brother was the DJ. Yeah, so me and Asia would sit side by side, and we would have a little dance going on.
So y'all
it was a ritual. Yeah, but we did it every game. Like, we did some type of dance. That's like my favorite thing when it comes to Asia. Like, we legitimately like loved each other, and we kind of like had our own little pregame ritual, and then we'd go out and play basketball. But it was the same thing with her. I started doing it because that was something I needed to do. I needed to warm up, then I needed to calm myself back down. Being a point guard on that type of level, it's hard. People don't understand being a point guard. It's more than just what you think. Yeah. When I first got to, I actually learned how to be a point guard in college. I didn't understand it until I got there. But me and her just had a ritual, and I felt like that was just something that we bonded on all the time.
That's dope. In your last year, you got, in addition, one of my other homies, Alicia Gray. Did you know that she was going to come and transfer over? And when she got there?
No, we had no idea, actually. I had no idea Alicia was coming over. And at first, we was like, we didn't care because she had beat us in the NCAA tournament the year before. And we were like, yeah. Okay, Alicia Gray. But I loved Alicia Gray. I knew who she was before, coming to South Carolina. I'm big on knowing good players, so I knew who Alicia Gray was. And actually, my senior year, she was my buddy. So Coach Staley that year she gave us buddies, meaning that's who you room with on the road. So me and Alicia were roommates that whole year. So when if me and Alicia talking on Twitter or in person, or if we talk today, we don't even say our names. We go, hey, buddy, how you doing, buddy? Because we were in the buddy system. So, just she wasn't able to play with me, but just learning Alicia, who she was every day on the road, just spending time with her. She's a very chill person, quiet. That's just who she is.
For sure.
But she also is funny.
She is goofy,
man. She is hilarious. If she starts to talk, like, people don't know, if she started to talk, Alicia is funny. Like, she got so much to say if you really know her. So I just love my senior year, just spending time with her. She was the calm to my storm. Like, you had this fire person to a calm. So I loved Alicia, and then seeing where she is today, like, I'm just so proud of those girls. Like, they just keep working, and those two, Asia and Alicia, so humble. You know what I'm saying? Just being with them last weekend, both of them, because I was blessed to be able to run Asia's camp. Just being with them, they literally the same people. They have not changed. They didn't let the fame change them who they were. They are the same people, and that's why that's like my biggest reason. Like, I just love them because they have not changed.
That's dope. And talking about the camp, you are you transition from being a basketball player to, a TV analyst, giving some color commentary on SEC Network, and then now you are one of the best trainers on the East Coast. Talk about that transition and what it's like for you right now in this training atmosphere.
I mean, going from playing, and then right from playing from overseas, after my injury and stuff, you got to sit in and try to figure something else out. And broadcasting was always in my life. So them calling me to do games were very good. I mean, it was cool. It was different. I got back in my element. It was fun commentating for the Gamecocks. I mean, come on, man. I mean, I'm commentating on ESPN. I mean,
crazy.
I'm working for SEC Network. I can't complain about too much. You know what I'm saying? At that same year, my first year commentating, they give me a pass to go. The second year, they give me a pass to go to the championship. So I'm in there with media. So I'm in Dallas on a media pass. You know what I'm saying? So that was like a really cool year for me. But I didn't messed up the question. What?
The transition from
being a trainer. So. I actually had no idea I wanted to be a trainer at this second in my life. I had no idea, but one of the things I wanted to do was work with youth. I always wanted to work with youth, but I had no idea it would be in Columbia. I mean, I'm not from here. I know I play, basketball here and stuff like that, but I just knew I wanted to be somewhere in youth basketball.
For
sure. One of the ladies on staff, Ari, she had a son, and she was like, hey, well, maybe if you, go to my son's practice and get to know the coaches, you maybe can be one of the assistants or, get them in. So she told me the location, and one day I just go to practice, and just start talking, and the knowledge and the things that I was saying, the coaches looking at me like, oh my God, like come on my staff, you're on my staff, boom. I get on the staff, and once I get on the staff, they give me my own team. I get my own team. Now I got to help my own team develop. Not only do I got to coach them, they need skill work.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me just tell my team parents that I'm going to just start working with them individually, just trying to help them. So just simply came from me being a coach, then seeing that I need to work with my kids individually. Once I started doing that, I built the love for it. I'm like, wow, it's something you might can do. You might can actually help them. Once I seen them start to grow from my training, I started to say, well, that's something you may be good at, Khadijah. You may be good at your something. It might be your gift.
Yeah.
So try it. So as that kept going on, more kids started coming. I started posting videos, and then it just started being word of mouth. Oh, South Carolina girl coach, word of mouth. But when you get into that business, more people gonna come when you know what you're talking about. We're not just out here giving stuff.
Facts.
When you know, I didn't. And it kind of helped, you know, I play for South Carolina, so people like, well, she do know what she's talking about. So it's kind of easier. You got the credibility, so it's kind of easy. So I kind of just did something that I wanted when I grew up. I knew I didn't have something, so I wanted to be able, if I have the knowledge, why save it? Why keep it? Why not go and give it back to the youth? So I've always wanted to just give back, give back, give back. That's my biggest thing is giving back. So
for sure.
I just gave back, and I just kind of started training from literally that. And I just grew. It just grew. Like, literally started from 2 or 3 people, and now it's hundreds. So it's a process people got to go through. If any new trainers want to go through it, it's definitely a process. But when you consistent, and when you consistently seeing the kids' growth, and you posting, and you consistently doing certain things, you will see that it's easy to build your clientele. It's easy to build your business when you actually are putting out good product.
Let's talk about building businesses and building platforms. What is the most important characteristic if you desire to be a trainer? And also, what is the worst characteristic to have if you're trying to be a trainer as well? Give me the best and the worst.
To me, one of the best things you can have is, you know, you got to have knowledge of the game. Like, you got to be able to me, you got to be able to build a 5-year-old up and be able to work with a pro at the same time. If you can do that, you can be a real life trainer, because you real life can teach somebody how to play basketball while already somebody knowing basketball. You can also polish their skills. So to me, you got to be able to know how to fix everything in a person's game. You got to legit know how to build a basketball player up. And that's, like, to me, that's the hardest thing, because most people, it's easy to go online and look up drills. It's easy to go and do the exact same thing somebody did online, but can you break that down?
Yeah.
Can you explain it? Can you go in further depth?
Yeah.
Can you really talk about the weak side help, the this, that? Not just go through the drills, but really explain the drills, teach the kids if the team is its own stuff like that. So to me, knowledge and understanding the game of basketball is how you help the kids nowadays, because a lot of stuff comes into the fancy and the dribbles, but that's 5%, 10% of the game.
Talk about it.
Nowadays, like, if you look at college basketball, 90% of the game is simple things: catch and shoot, one dribble, pull up, learning how to come off the screens, because you only got so many seconds to score in college, you know. So I don't understand. But the worst thing you can have is, to me, no knowledge of the game. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to help build a 5-year-old up, or, you know, you get a pro. I get Jay Gortman in here. I got to be able to help Jay Gortman. You know, I got to be able to help your daughter. You call me, she's 6. Hey, Khadijah, I got to be able to help. I got to be able to help her.
For sure.
I got to be able to give her the tools, the fundamentals, the knowledge, the terminology.
Yeah.
I got to give it.
Yeah.
Because I can't just show it and just put you through stuff. You got to, basketball to me, is, like I told you, I didn't have a trainer, and I lacked knowledge. I lacked a lot of stuff. So what I lacked is what I'm trying to make sure nobody that I train with lacks. Because I know it's a lot of stuff that I wasn't given growing up, and still being at, like you said, top 10 in my position. Being ranked, doing all that stuff that these kids want. I've lived it. I've done it. I'm still good. I still play. So I'm just trying to, you know, give as much knowledge of the game and much feedback, because, like you said, it's not too many people played on the USA team. I've been in rooms that people haven't been in, so I'm not just giving drills because it's for my sake. I've seen stuff that we worked on being pros at a USA team, and it ain't nothing fancy. It was not one thing for 2 weeks that I did with a USA team that was fancy. Not one drill. Everything to me was complicated because it came from terminology. You had to have a lot of understanding of the game. Like, they didn't wait on me just because I wasn't in I played with everybody that was in the WNBA. They didn't wait on me to learn terminology. They showed a play, you better get it the first first time. They show the defensive play. Show it the first time I go stand on the side. I mean, these are people that's talking and you got to pick it up. Is why I try to tell the kids it's way more to the game, because if you get thrown in that fire, you gonna drown out there if you don't know the terminology and have the mindset of a real true basketball player. You got to study the game. Like Pooh said, you got to be a student of the game. That's one thing I love about Pooh. He really mentored me in so many ways about certain things. So those are my big things. Just knowledge, the lack of knowledge, and the knowledge that you do know.
For sure. Speaking about Pooh, I want to do a little bit of giving people their flowers, right?
Yeah.
So I would like for you to name drop some of the people locally, right, in the state or on the East Coast that you say, oh, yeah, that guy or that girl, like, yeah, they cold. Like, they know what they're talking about. They know the terminology. They know how to train. Right. They got the fire. Like, who are some of those individuals that you could say, yeah, if you can't train with me, hey, I'll send you here.
Oh, for sure. First and foremost, I got to give it to Pooh. Pooh is probably everybody's flower guy. Pooh got to get his flowers because Pooh is like, he's it. Like he said, like I just told you, student of the game.
Yeah.
Pooh understands. Pooh doesn't sugarcoat. He give it to you raw.
He give it to you so raw.
He done touched so many greats in Columbia.
Yeah.
If you haven't trained with him, I don't know what you're waiting on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna put you through the work, and he a little bit nicer now. Cause when I first trained with Pooh, I about threw up. Like, Pooh didn't care. It was like an hour of like getting to it. So definitely, Pooh is definitely one of them.
Okay.
I would have to say, right now I'm gonna have to get Marcellus.
Okay.
Marcellus is a great guy. He's been around in Columbia training for a while. He was actually my first real trainer outside of, once I graduated college. I went to him because I didn't know anybody else around training after Pooh. So I went to Marseille. I'm gonna give him his flowers because he done had a lot. He'd had a lot of athletes come through him.
Yeah.
He done did a lot of things.
Facts.
Just like his genuine love and spirit that he has when it comes to his training, what he believes in, how he supports his kids, just everything I love about him. So I love Marcellus. Now I love Sav. Sav is a great guy. He knows what he's been coaching ever since he pretty much got out of high school. He's been in Ridgeview, big in the community.
Sure.
Real big with Upward Stars, helps me out a lot when it comes to stuff like that. So he does exactly what you need to do to get to the next level. I'm big on next level work,
for sure.
Next level training. Alex Catterwell, he's drill coach.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not, like, I've been watching him for a very long time. Even when he was a player at Wilson, I'm a big Wilson fan. I got a lot of I got a lot of favorite players from Wilson.
Yeah.
But just watching his work and the things that he does is like unmatched. Like, the stuff that he does is high level, next level, and that's why his brother is the way he is.
Elite,
because
fam.
He's elite, and it's a reason because he's no joke when it comes to training. He's about his business.
Yeah.
I gotta give him his flowers. I love him to death. And believe it or not, this young man, Dre Sweat, he's really good, young, energetic.
I just seen a post you shared.
He's next level though. Even when we talking about, I'm looking at trainers that is trying to get, we talking about next level. That's next level work. That's next level. He's smart, talented, been in rooms, in places. So that's a good place to go to. Those some of my those probably my top 4 right now in Columbia. Rob left, so I ain't even gonna say Rob.
Sure.
Rob ain't even here.
Honorable mention, though.
Yeah, that's my dog. Rob is Rob. Rob got a catalog of his own. I gotta respect Rob, and he was also my second trainer. So if I went with Marseille and Rob, when it comes to people calling me and saying, "Oh, Khadijah, you gotta be ready for the next thing," first people I call is Marseille and Rob. I get in the gym with them too, because they both work different things. So I work out with both of them right before USA team. I'll go to Marseille in the morning. I come to Rob in the afternoon. And that's what I did for probably 2-3 weeks, just work with those two. So those are probably my top 5 people that I'm probably got to give my flowers to. Just very different. Like I said, next level work, and it's about the kids. I'm genuinely about the kids. And that's one biggest thing you got to be. It's not about the money. It's not about this. It's about truly seeing these kids win and making sure you're doing the right things for them to win.
For sure. And I think something you alluded to in regards to one of the worst characteristics you could have, I want to add that not having knowledge, but not having the awareness to know that you don't have knowledge.
Yeah, it's
a lot of them don't know that they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know, and I mean, you know, and I take my hats off to people that's trying to help these kids because they need it. They need the more trainers, cool, but just make sure when you get into the training world, you're really studying. It's more than just you're really trying to help a kid go to the next level, live their life, get to scholarship for free, go play pro, get money for this thing. So when you're doing it, like me. I'm one of the best trainers, but I'm going to study other trainers. Like I'm blessed enough that I'm about to go to Dallas for 2 weeks and be under one of the best trainers in the world. I'm going to study. I talked to 94 feet. That's Lakers trainer. I talked to Remy. He's the trainer for. I mean, we talking about real. Yeah. If you really want to get into it, I don't think I know it all. I'm not the best because I'm young. I still got so much to grow. I'm writing these people. They respond to me. They talk back to me. I get their apps. I study. I'm not just in here just doing drills for fun or just doing stuff. I'm legitimately studying, understanding terminology. Why would he give them that drill? Why does it not work? And I'm listening to when they correcting these people. I'm listening to different things. So it's a lot of stuff that comes with training. Now, I do a lot of stuff training on the court, but I go home and I do a lot of studying, a lot of growing within myself. And stuff like that, especially when you're trying to get to the next level and help people. You got to learn more. You got to be open to other people helping you too, because I don't know everything. So I'm still trying to get myself going in certain things.
And that's what I like about you the most. That's literally, family. That's why we're having this podcast. That's why she's the first guest. It's because the level of ambition to continually grow, evolve, and learn, while also having the aptitude to encourage. Like, some people have all the knowledge in the world, but the gift of encouragement, the gift of, hey, good job, or hey, let's get it. Like,
for sure.
They don't necessarily know how to like articulate that level of encouragement and affirmation. So I just want to say, yo, keep going. Like, you are an incredible individual. You are a high level trainer. You are a high level communicator. You are a high level just individual all around. Like, so keep doing your thing. But before we bounce, I do want to throw another curveball.
Come on, I want to know.
Who is right now currently playing active? Your top 5 basketball players from South Carolina that are playing right now, professional. Professional.
Oh, you want professional?
Professional. We can't go to college. We can't go to high school.
Okay, so you just skipping all that. So you
that's
just
too
going
much,
straight, you going straight pro.
Straight pro, because you know it can get real muddy in college.
You said that's currently playing. I ain't talking about the ones that's not playing no more. I'm talking about the ones that's currently playing
right now. Because if we talk about the people that's not playing,
we'll be in here another hour.
That's too crazy. That's too crazy.
South Carolina right now, my favorite.
Right now.
I'm gonna go my favorite.
In order.
So I'm gonna go my best last, right?
Okay.
Or you want to go best first?
Just
I'm gonna
let
go
us
my
know.
best first, because I don't know how to even go from the bottom to the top.
Yeah.
My favorite player right now from South Carolina, you know, is Ja Morant. He is me, okay? He is the male me. He don't care. He believes he the best. He believes he can take a team that wasn't good to the top. There's nothing that he stands for that I don't stand for on the women's side. So he is me when it comes to basketball. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I like PJ Dozier. I'm gonna tell you why. I like PJ Dozier, because PJ is one of a kind.
Men and women.
Oh, you say, see, you ain't say women. You ain't say women too.
I didn't say
All
women.
right, my bad. See, thank you. You ain't say women.
Hey, I'm about to say her up.
So that's
you
cool.
about to get dragged.
You right, because I was gonna go all boys.
Yeah.
All men. So I'm gonna go Asia Wilson for my second one. Just simply because she is the best She's the best basketball player in the world today.
Facts.
Just hands down. Just seeing what she wasn't to what she is. She's definitely up there. Jesus, Brian, I'm stuck.
Make the easy decision. You want me to fill 3 in for you?
What's your 3?
You gotta go Zion. Here's why. You have to go Zion.
I'm gonna go. Zion was gonna be number 4.
So PJ's 3?
I'm gonna say just for me. I'm gonna just say for me, simply because I'm more of. I don't look at like how big a person is. I look at just simply.
This is not objective in no way, shape, or form.
No. Okay. I'm looking at, I love PJ. Like
that's my brother too. That's my brother.
PJ.
That's my brother.
Like, because I just think he's smart. He's just different.
He's top 5.
He's definitely top 5. You talking about playing right now?
Yeah, he's top 5 right now.
Zion, but who's the other girl? There's no other girls that's playing right now. I would say me. I ain't even know. I ain't playing right now though.
I think, to be honest, I think Asia's the only one in the top 5.
Asia's the only girl, yeah. Asia's right now the only girl.
But can we say that 5 and 6 would be, and this is just people that are active, right? Because of what he's doing, how consistent he's been on the roster, how he feels his role.
Oh, Torrey Craig.
Torrey Craig, and my boy from Greenville, Nick Claxton.
Oh, I'm gonna go. I probably if you say that, then I'm gonna probably go with Torrey Craig. Then I'm gonna probably go with T. Craig. You know why? I actually watch him. I watch a lot of T. Craig. I actually did not watch him at all in college. I had no idea.
He was cold at.
He was, and I hate that I wasn't a fan of his in college, but I was blessed. He actually hit me up to work out like 2 years ago. I actually worked Torrey Craig out. He was the first pro, like real pro.
Yeah.
Right after like they had a successful season to like hit me up like and trust me to work out. So shout out to T. Craig. So I'm gonna throw him in there just cause the love he be showing. And he defends the best. He defends the best people in the world. Like
facts. To be known as a defender in the NBA is incredible.
But this year he has changed. Like he's added more offense. He's given the Suns more offense. Like he's probably averaged in the last 5-6 games. He's averaged double digits. Last night he's a slasher. He dunks. Like he just go gets rebounds out of nowhere and put back. Like the thing he does the dirty work. He don't even gotta do.
Facts.
So yeah, probably that. I probably go Ja, Asia, PJ, Zion, Torrey. And I gotta throw a little salt on Sin. I like Sin. You know me, I love Sin. I gotta throw a little dibble dabble on my brother because he's different. He different. I like how he did it. And he's overseas right now, so I still consider him a pro.
He's fine.
So, and you know VT, honorable man. I ain't knocking the old man. Stop playing.
Shout out to my boy.
But yeah, those probably my top 5 right now.
Tevin Mack.
That's a monster. You said top 10. Him.
I'm really just trying not to.
Tevin Mack. I guess you can look at Jay as all of those guys. They're right there, right after. They probably my top. They definitely top 10. But you say top 5, I gotta knock somebody out of the top 5.
For sure.
And everybody know I love Tevin because Tevin a monster.
Facts.
Tevin a dog. Tevin is somebody that just a dog. He ain't even got to be as good as you, but he gonna make himself as good as you because how he approaches every possession, how he approaches the game is different. And I love him. And he know that. When I have a men's league, I text Tevin, Matt, Tevin, you gonna come play with me? They know the business, man.
Yeah, man. And before we go, I gotta pull something out.
What you got?
That you actually said just 2 days ago.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I'm about to talk about. You tweeted, "People run away from me because I don't let them be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I push them to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with it. At least I was real and didn't cheat them from greatness."
Correct.
What does this mean?
I think, one thing about me that I'm different than a lot of people, and I don't, everybody can probably vouch for this. I am not the one. I'm going because, like I told you, nothing was given to me. I know the part of hard work that you have to put, the work that you have to put in to get to the next level, to do things.
Yeah.
So how I hold people accountable, they don't like it as much. They don't like that I hold them accountable of every time your jump shot need to be correct. You need to be up and down on your jump shot. You trying to make it to the lead, you trying to get to the next level. Somebody's got to hold you accountable. It's somebody out there got to hold you accountable. And I'm very big on accountability. I learned that from Coach Staley, being in college, accountability when in certain things. So over the years, I've seen, people, steer off and go other directions and other trainers, simply because, and then I have people tell me like, man, I got people, my clients now, mom and dad say, I be trying to get other people to come to you, but they said, oh, she crazy, she too hard, she too much. I get that from, if you ask me, I get that at least once a week.
So you telling me?
People will not train with me solely because I am challenging, I am no joke, and I hold them accountable of being great and not skipping and not taking a shortcut of being great.
So you're saying people aren't going to you because you are good at doing the very thing their son or daughter needs to be done to them so that they can get to the next level.
Yeah, and I don't think they understand that. But I'm never going to change because the stuff that I do, it works for the next level. Because if you are a next level person, I'm a next level trainer. I'm a next level person, and I keep it. I'm real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to you, and I don't want to cheat you.
Yeah.
And everybody that stuck with the process hasn't been cheated. I got I mean, I got my first 5-star kid, Cam Scott.
Yeah.
I got Colin that's about to take over the whole thing. I got kids that's gonna show why you stick with the process and why you listen. And all those kids know, like if you ask Cam Scott, you have an interview with him, sit down, he's gonna say, who the hardest person on you? It should be no question that he should say me first.
Yeah.
No slack, no days off.
For sure.
You get paragraphs from me. If I see you slacking off a little bit, I'm coming to get you.
Yeah.
Every time. It doesn't matter who I train, though. I treat everybody the same way.
For sure.
Every single person that I train or touch, they get treated the same way. If I'm coming to a game or your mama send me clips or something, I'm watching it, I'm critiquing it, just like if I was sitting in the film room with a pro coach that critiqued me. I done sit in rooms and understand how to critique. So I'm not doing it for fun.
Yeah.
I'm doing it as if I'm a high level because I want to be high level. So I'm trying to, I'm high level. So if I'm speaking to you about something and I'm breaking down film, because I watch a lot of film with my high school guys, I'm hard on them.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying this is what a college coach would say.
For sure.
This is what a pro coach would say in this moment. What did you see? Did you look at the weak side? Did you do this? Did you do that? And they looking at me like, dang, coach, I ain't even see all of that. That's the type of person you want around you that's always going to make sure that you held accountable of the small things, because that's what's going to get you paid. It's a million people out here trying to work for basketball. And listen, everybody wants to be the Ja Morant, and they can't. They don't have Ja Morant work ethic. If they seen, seen how he worked, you seen what he did.
Yeah.
They would die trying to jump on those tires after he get finished doing the drill. He'll go and jump on tire, get back and do a drill, jump on tire, jump. And the kids look at me like, man, he ain't do that. Okay, all right. He didn't do, okay, y'all know more than me.
Yeah.
So if he came in here and told you, if I put him on FaceTime and he said it, so then you would believe it because he said it. But I'm trying to tell you, that's how he did it. T didn't give him no easy route. T wasn't no easy route, man. Like, so if y'all cheering these people on, study how they got that way and try to, and follow in the footsteps of work ethic. The kids fail at work ethic, and I'm the biggest person that's going to knock you out if you don't have good work ethic, because that's it. I'm trying to tell you, I didn't have a trainer. I wasn't trained. My success came from hard work. So I know for a simple fact, you don't have to be the most skilled.
Yeah.
It's your mindset and your work ethic. If you can tend that and boost that high, your skills and the confidence and stuff is just gonna come.
Sure.
The coach is gonna play you. They're gonna respect you. So that's the reason I made that comment. It's a real, true comment. People run from me because I'm real, and I'm a very hard person. I know that, but I know why I'm that way.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
And what you build right now, when you're young, I'm talking to the young people, the characteristics that you build through basketball, they translate.
I mean, past the court.
They translate. Like when I was young and I was working out, had the passion for hoop, like all of that stuff translated into building my YouTube channel, to building social equity, to building a platform. And like what you're doing for the youth right now is incredible. And all of those characteristics, whether they play pro basketball, whether they doctor, lawyer, content creator, whatever they do, they will be able to thank you for instilling hard work in them. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for sitting down and peeling back the layers and allowing us to see not only the cloth you cut from, but the seams that sew that cloth together. But with that, I want to give you any last words, anything that you want to tell the audience, you know, what you'll be doing going forward. You still trying to play, you're going to be training, you're going to go back to TV, going to open a restaurant. What's next for K Sessions?
That's crazy. I got so many things on my list, but the next thing is just what God has in store for me. I'm just taking each step cautiously right now. I stopped coaching high school basketball because I am trying to get to the next level and just do so many different things. I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to make people sad and stuff like that, but know that, you know, it's plans coming, it's bigger things coming in store, especially in the next year or so. I'm ready for the next step. I'm so open to just being better, being smarter in my field. Like I said, whatever God has in store, I'm going to take that next step. There's so many different directions I could tell you I'm going, but I don't know which one's going to open up first. There's so many doors, but, you know, whatever door open, I'm going to, you know, be smart about it, think about it, and do it. But my biggest thing is, you know, I want people to get from this podcast that I'm real. I'm not who people portray me to be. Far as any negative light, I love everybody. I love all the coaches. I love all the kids. I'm in it for the kids only. Like, I just want to see everybody win from South Carolina. I know I'm not from Columbia and all of that stuff, but just being from Myrtle Beach and from South Carolina and watching people win from here is my biggest thing. And I just want everybody to know that everybody's welcome to come to K-Session Hoops. Everybody's welcome to come to anything they can when it comes to me. Don't let anybody dictate you or tell you anything about me that's negative, because the only thing about me is that I'm positive, especially when it comes to my job, when it comes to getting kids. I'm very serious about my job. I'm very serious about your child getting to the next level, and I love your kids like they're mine. I'm always going to protect them. It's always going to be your child first. So I just want people to see me in a different light. I'm more than just the yelling and screaming and stuff that they do see. Yeah. Because when I'm in my work, I'm in my work. I can't get out of my element. That's just my element. I'm in it. I'm passionate about it. I wouldn't be yelling and acting a fool if I wasn't passionate. I care that your kid's messing up. I care that your kid isn't, stuff like that. So I just want everybody to know that, I love South Carolina. I love all the kids, and I want everybody to get to the next level in some way, shape, or form. Get with some type of trainer. If it's not me, get in a gym.
She named trainers for y'all.
5 trainers that you can go to instead of me, but it's all love. It's always love. It's like no love lost from if you don't come work with me, or if you go work with my homie, it's always love, because at the end of the day, you're getting better and you're trying to get to the next level.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But with that, she said a lot. Take it in, soak it in, and understand that you got to make a decision on whether or not you're going to get to that next level. That's what she's about. That's what I'm about. That's what my guy Marquise is about.
Yes, sir.
So that being said, we out.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
For real, how you gonna talk that split? You gonna have to walk that walk with hits. It's a cold world outside, it's brick. For real, light of the world, pop out, it's lit. How they gonna see